Today is a Thursday, the 17th of September, and this is episode 35. And as you can see, I'm back in the warehouse again today because we have the spinners in, and I'm looking all very sort of, I've popped myself somewhere with some good lighting, but it's very good. But that's all right. It's fine. We're going to get to see lots of really fantastic yarn today. You're going to hear lots of bleeping over there from Damien. If he's really good, I'll flip the camera around shortly and he can wave hello. Actually, we'll do that right now while we're getting started. Wave hello to everybody, Damo. Hello. Here you go. There's Damien. Hard at it. So how is everybody today? How is it all going? Good morning, Jeanette. It's quite spring-like here today in the bay. Very, very warm, but sunny and quite lovely, which is great. We really enjoy that. And we have got plenty. I see, look, now the light's changed again. We've got plenty of really amazing new things to show you. And I've been waiting for this. I was kind of hoping it would be here last week, but it's arrived this week, which is super exciting. So I'm going to show you some new yarns today. I'm going to give you some pattern ideas for that new yarn. And more importantly, I'm also going to show you my progress on the Nanilchik Swancho. I did pop up some progress on the Facebook, on the Book of Face. When did I do that? I did that yesterday, I think. I had a really good session with it on Tuesday afternoon. I got several hours on it. So I now have, as you can see there, sleeve separation. Very, very exciting to now finally have that sleeve separation. And I'm now working diligently across the rest of the body. Now, usually, and I've spoken about this before, usually I will do sleeves and then finish off the rest of the body. I may actually do that. There's a 15 centimetre section that Caitlin has written into this pattern before you move into the ribbing section. I haven't quite decided whether or not I will do that or go longer. I think what I'll do is I'll do that 15 centimetres and then flip to the sleeves and then go back and actually check the length. So yes, I'm still sort of playing around with that a little bit. But yeah, no, other than that, it is progressing, oopsie, rather well. And I'm just going to have to adjust that. There we go. So I'm quite pleased, actually. Really, really pleased with the progress to date. So far, so good. I have to say, now that I'm on to just this going around and around, am using a lot more yarn. I've used 2 more balls of the milk, and I'm about to knock into my next ball along. But so far, so good. Really pleased with that. So that will keep me out of mischief, I think, across the rest of the week and the weekend. So great news with that. What has been really exciting, it was yesterday, Damien and Claire popped across to Main Freight and actually picked up our order that we've been waiting for the last 6 weeks. Really, really excited about this. We have got some product that you already have seen, the Cascade, which we got out of Seattle. At the same time, we also contacted Blue Sky Fibres, and from them, we also have some closeout yarns from them. So Blue Sky Fibres, for those that don't know, we were originally called Blue Sky Alpacas. You may actually remember them called that. And then they changed to Blue Sky Fibres because they expanded their range, and it's utterly beautiful. They are Minnesota-based, just outside of, where are they? They're just outside of Minneapolis is where they are. And we're really, really thrilled to have the yarns here. So they've got, a lot of the yarns are predominantly alpaca. They have the Blue Sky Fibre brand, but they also have Spud and Chloe, which is theirs as well. And I have a Spud and Chloe yarn to show you, as well as 2 Blue Sky Fibre yarns. So I'm going to start off with the first one, because it goes really, really well with what I'm wearing. And this is it here. And it is a brushed suri. We've got 3 colours of it. There they are there. And as you can see, I mean, hello, who's that got written all over it? And this yarn is, oh my God, it is so soft. You have no idea how soft it is. It is incredibly soft. So this is a brushed suri DK. So it knits up into a DK, 130 meters to 50 grams. It's 67% baby suri, 22% merino, and 11% bamboo. And I can tell you that bamboo will be the binder. that holds it together. So the fibre that is in there will be the baby suri and the merino, and that's the sort of thickness that you're looking at there. So it is utterly, utterly beautiful. Now, this is the sort of yarn that you can knit quite merrily on its own. And the fact that it is a DK brushed alpaca means that you will be able to knit it. I'm wearing my Love Note today, which is knitted just in standard DK, but you could actually knit this as is into this Love Note, no problem whatsoever, without having to double strand a fine mohair back with fingering or lace weight yarn, which is incredibly, incredibly helpful. So you'll get that beautiful soft halo, you'll have the softness of the lace panel across the front, and you'll be able to do all of that with this. Utterly divine. So we've got this one here is called Sweet Potato, the black is called Caviar, and this beautiful bright lipstick pink is called Lollipop. And yes, as I said, they're divine. The other thing that you could also do with these as well is you could also double strand these back with a 4-ply or a DK to actually then bring up to a chunky weight also. And I mention this because some of the patterns I'm going to show you are from Petite Knit, and she actually, I didn't print out those chunky weight ones, but she does have some chunky weight knits knitted up onto a 10mm needle, which you would be able to do double stranding back with this. So utterly amazing. And so, as I mentioned, Petite Knit. I think that was the first place I sort of went to start. Obviously one suggestion, the obvious one is the Love Note that I'm wearing today. It is something that is easily, I'm just making sure I've got this right there. It is something that's it's already written, for DK as an alternative. We have that there in the DK. So it's a way of getting a softer, fluffier sweater without having to double strand. But the beautiful thing about Petite Knit, and Petite Knit is based, I think she's Swedish, Scandinavian. Her design aesthetic is very classic and very clean. Beautiful, beautiful designs. I've just gone and picked out a handful, but if you've not checked her out before, do go and have a look, because she will often have a design aesthetic, and then she will have all the different variants of that aesthetic, whether it be in a sweater with long sleeves, a cardigan, a vest, children's sizes, adult sizes. So she will actually explore a design or explore a concept and actually apply it across a whole variety of different elements. So the first one I pulled up was this one here called the Oslo Sweater, and as you can see, it's already in that gorgeous, gorgeous sweet potato sort of tobacco-y colour. Absolutely stunning. Now, a lot of her designs are written only up to a sort of an XL size, but they're designed with a huge amount of positive ease. So you don't have to wear them with the amount of positive ease that she has suggested. Also, with her designs, having a look at a number of them as well, a lot of them you could quite easily upscale and actually increase your needle size, and it's going to give you the extra sizing that you require. And this is going to be one of those. So this one is worn with a 20 centimetre positive ease. 20 centimetre positive ease. So to give you an idea, the largest size is 130 centimetres. Well, that would, with a 20 centimetre positive ease, that I would comfortably, even for me, be able to do that. She's got a gauge here at 21 stitches, 3 and 4mm needles on circulars. She's gone and done a double-stranded effect to give you that soft effect, but you could quite comfortably just do this on its own. And you're looking between 8 to 12 hanks of this in order to complete that garment. If you were wanting to sort of upsize, she's done this on a 4mm needle, which will give you quite a firm fabric, which is shown there. But if you wanted something a little bit looser or a little airier, that's where you could, with this fibre, it says you could go up to an 8mm needle. So one of the other things that I would be inclined to do is do yourself a little bit of a swatch. And this is a really good thing to do. If you wanted a little bit of area, you buy this, you do yourself a wee swatch, and you actually measure your swatch out. She's based everything on a 21 stitch gauge. If you, for argument's sake, were using, say, a 6mm needle, which is what I've gone and used on this, you're probably more likely to get somewhere in the vicinity of around a 12 to 14 stitch gauge, which is nearly half what is suggested here. Now, if that's the case, all you then need to do is look at that percentage difference. So if you're looking at a 16 stitch, say 12 stitch gauge rather, that's around close enough to 40% bigger than what she's already written. So then you just go 40% back in terms of your sizing. So for argument's sake, if I was going to do 130 or 120 centimetre, you just go 40% on that, which is 40, go back by 40, which you could actually knit the small size in this on the larger needle and get actually a bigger size. So it doesn't work quite so well if you're actually petite yourself, but if you're someone who is of a larger sizing and you're wanting to get bigger sizes out of these patterns, that's a really, really simple way of doing it. It's what I would do. But again, the trick is to take your swatch, do your measurement, and just do a simple little bit of knit maths and see how you get on. So that is something that is fun to do. So that one is called the Oslo Sweater. I think she's got a cardigan version of that as well, but is one to certainly consider. The other one I pulled up was this one here, and it's called the Cumulus Blouse. And again, I know there's ultimate varies of this. There's the Cumulus T, there's other little ones here. Now this one is has actually got huge sizing. It runs from extra small to 3XL, which is a huge amount of sizing, and it is designed again with a huge amount of positive ease there. An 18 stitch gauge this time, and again, you comfortably achieve that with this, and you are looking at 5 to 8 hanks depending on the sizing. Obviously a lot less if you do the short sleeved version or the crop sleeved version, but this is actually really, really fun, and it just gives you something light and drapey to wear, and it's using a slightly bigger needle size than what you had before. If you were wanting a classic cardigan, this is one of her famous ones. This is the balloon cardigan with the classic balloon sleeve. Now this one again is the 21 stitch tension that I mentioned before, but she's done the excess to the XL. So if you're wanting to actually open it up a little bit more, you could open it up with your needle size and actually give yourself that extra sizing that you need if you are a larger size. And again, there is, as you can see, still a pretty generous amount of positive ease in there, and you're looking at 8 to 11 hanks of that to be able to complete that project in the brushed suri. So, and there's a whole heap more that she has. So it's petite knit on Ravelry. So do go and check it out, because I think that there are a whole load of options there that you may find that you really enjoy. The other thing you can do if you're wanting to find project ideas for these yarns is go onto Ravelry and under the yarn tab, punch this yarn in and look it up. When the yarn comes up, click on the yarn, and up against the yarn specifications, one of the tabs it will have there is pattern ideas. We do this all the time here when we're looking to knit samples for the shop. You can look at those pattern ideas and you can actually see what Blue Sky themselves have suggested, or Ravelry have actually got an algorithm that see what other people are knitting in this yarn. And if there is a group of people that are knitting a certain project in this yarn again and again and again, it will pop up in there and you will see what people are knitting. And it's in a real life situation, not a curated situation, not a situation with beautiful photography and everyone looks fabulous, but in a real life situation, so you can see what people are knitting, see what the designs are, and see how those designs look on them across various sizes or various shapes or what have you. And I find that a really, really good tool to make sure that you get the very, very best out of your yarn. And it gives you ideas. You may actually consider patterns that you wouldn't have thought would translate into a yarn. And there you go, people have given it a go and it looks amazing. So that is another tip for you to actually check things out. Right, before I go on to the next one, just see where everybody's at. Right, good morning. Oh, wow. Hi, I've got a whole heap here this morning. This is so good to see everybody. Good morning. Oh, and good morning. I've got Patty. I've even got Patty from Georgia. It's so good to see you, Patty. Yeah, a lot of wind it's sounding like everywhere. We have had, actually, you're really lucky. It was, it's quite good in here. It was really windy here yesterday, Damo? It was pretty rattly and noisy. I wouldn't have been able to do this out here yesterday, but it's not so bad today. I think we've calmed down, but it could, it could all turn to custard between now and then. Right, more yarn. There's more, but wait, there's more. Right, the next one I'm going to show you, since we're still in the theme of warm colours, and in fact you could probably even double strand some of these if you wanted to, and I'll grab those back. Really excited about these two. So all these yarns that I'm showing you are yarns that are still available from Blue Sky in the sense of the base yarn, but these are discontinued colours, right? I'm really excited about these two next colours because particularly here for this time of year, they just scream spring, and they're really wonderful. But look at those two. I mean, yes, people that know me well know I have an absolute fixation with hot pink. I love it. But I also look at that watermelon colour. Isn't that just divine? And look at the sheen on that. You see that? Yeah, fabulous. This is the absolutely beautiful alpaca silk. And you can see it's just beautiful and drapey and delicious and amazing. Utterly, utterly amazing. We're really excited to see this in the mix. This is 133 metres to 50 grams. So they're calling it a 4-ply. They're recommending here 3.25 to 3.75 millimetre needles, which I would concur with. 3.75, I would definitely concur with that. So it's sort of like 4-ply to sport weight yarn, but to be honest, you could actually have a little bit of a play around with it if you wanted to. I reckon you could comfortably needle size up to a 4 millimetre if you're being really cheeky in a simple summer type tee. One of the things I wanted to show you, and I don't know what's that banging. It's at the plumbing place outside. Yes, he's unpacking a track. Is I've got and pulled out a couple of patterns. Now, for those in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm really sorry because I'm sort of showing you transitional patterns to head into warmer weather. But both of these patterns I think are brilliant. These are New Zealand designers, and these and the original patterns were designed for a silk-based yarn. So I think this yarn will translate perfectly into those. The first of which is a Dera from our friend Libby Johnson at Truly Myrtle. This was released in March. It was hugely popular when it was released in March. Originally done on a silk, a beautiful, beautiful mulberry silk, 100% silk base. So whilst this isn't 100% with the alpaca, you do still get that really gorgeous drape. 3.5 millimetre needles. Boom, we've ticked the needle box. This has got Libby's absolute signature massive range of sizing. I think there's something like 15 sizes or something in here. It's huge number of sizes. And it uses anywhere between 5 to 9 hanks of that alpaca silk, depending on the size that you're going to be doing. The other thing with this, though, is that you can actually use it with other yarns, and I'm going to show you that in a second. Beautiful little keyhole here, keyhole detailing in the front. I've seen this knitted in real life. It is an absolute stunner. A really beautiful, straightforward knit. In fact, I'm going to do the Rebel next. I've committed to that, but this is definitely one that I want on. I've got on my queue. It's such a fantastic layering piece coming into this warmer weather, which I think is awesome. The other one I printed out, and this was released, I think, just over a year ago. I think it was March last year. Again, another New Zealand designer, and this is the O Terra cardigan by Vanessa Harper from Hanging Rock Bruce. And again, I pulled this one out, same sort of thing again, because of it was originally using a silk-based yarn as well. So it was a silk wool option that they had there. And again, she's got awesome sizes. She's got everything from extra small all the way to 4XL. So there's loads of sizing, a beautiful layering piece in a cardigan. And see, even those colours, I mean, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. A 3.5 millimetre needle is your standard needle, and you're looking at a gauge of 26 stitches, which you should be able to achieve quite easily. This cardigan, again, is another I've seen in real life. Beautiful layering piece, and it's got the stunning, beautiful detailing just here across the bottom, just a simple sort of a lace detailing. It's loads and loads of fun. And also, if you're wanting just to do really beautiful, simple shawls or scarves, my Niada that I've shown you 1,000,001 times before from Martina Beam, which is that beautiful lacy scarf that I wear, this would be perfect in a Niada. Absolutely perfect. It's got the drape. So any sort of, particularly if it's got a bit of lace in it, any sort of fingering or 4-ply weight shawl or scarf, this will be a very happy bedfellow in it. So do check those out. Now those two that I just showed you, those two patterns that I just showed you, let me just put those down there, would also work with the next yarn. So we've got 3 different yarns, and this is a Spud and Chloe yarn this time. And this yarn is called the Spud and Chloe Fine Sock. Look at that. There we go, that's better. Spud and Chloe Fine Sock. This is alpaca and silk. Absolutely divine. I love it, of course, because it's got this beautiful high twist construction, and we all know I'm a sucker for high twist construction. And these 3 colours are just really, really fabulous. It does not need to be knitted for socks, people. I think this, if you're wanting to do some really special fun baby knits, these have got them written all over it. And in fact, the Ravelry trick I told you before, when I went in, I actually looked this yarn up and looked at the pattern suggestions. On page 2 of the pattern suggestions was Baby Vertebrae by our very own New Zealand designer, Kelly Van Niekerk, was one of the ones that this has been used a lot for. And it's ideal, you know, there's 3 absolutely stunning colours there. But also too, I mean, this cardigan and this would look amazing. And I also did some sums on this. This is a 65-gram hank, which is quite unusual. 65-gram hank, 227 metres per hank. You're looking at 6 to 10 hanks for the Otera. So that's not bad going. And I mean, bearing in mind that 10 is for a 4XL, I mean, I would probably even only go to a 2XL in this. So, you know, so that would be around 8 hanks of this. So that's pretty economical. And on the Adira, you're looking at 3 to 6 of this. So if you love the silk, but it's, you know, that is a little bit more yarn hungry. This one is a little bit more yarn economic. And the reason why I bring that up is because obviously I've not mentioned the price. All of them, it's nice and simple. All of these are actually exactly the same price. They're all $19.95, which I have to say for these silk blended yarns is a pretty incredible value. We've worked really hard to keep the price down. Obviously, buying in the American dollar as a Kiwi at the moment has been a bit challenging, but the team at Blue Sky have been amazing, and to be able to get these out of Minnesota landed and to you at that price has been quite a bit of work, and I'm really proud that we've been able to do that. So it means that you can get a luxury fibre, bearing in mind that you've got like baby suri for the brushed and then high volumes of silk for the other 2. To be able to do that for $19.95 a skein, all of them $19.95 a skein, I'm actually really thrilled that we've been able to do that, bringing you luxury yarns at really affordable prices. The alpaca silk, let me see, just to give you, I didn't give you a breakdown on that. The alpaca silk is 50-50, 50-50 silk alpaca, and the breakdown on this guy here I think is 80-20. Yes, 80-20 superwash wool and silk. So that is that with those. Now, those are live now. Claire was madly, I've actually, there's a couple of things I've got to tell you. One, these have been professionally photographed and they're up there, but we are going to send all of these away to Steph to get photographed. In fact, there's ones that I've held up going on a courier bag un momento up to Stephanie. And we've done that. So the photos that are there are Marie photos. So I've not done too bad for me, but just be aware you will probably see early next week those photos change out, and that's just as we get them from Steph. These literally turned up like yesterday, so we haven't had a chance to get those up to her just yet. They are in store right now if you want to come and grab them, and they should, with any luck, be live now on the website. You will find them on the sale page, and then if you go into range by brand, there's a new category there called BSF-Cascade, and both the Blue Sky fibres and the Cascade yarns are sitting in there. So do go and have a look at them, and if you've had something in your queue for a while and you've been looking for something a bit special, or you're wanting to be casting on something for spring and you've been sort of a bit, you're wanting a bit of colour, something to brighten up how things have been going with COVID, I think these would be perfect. So we're really excited about that. Can you see? I am sitting here in front of my wall of hippie. These have been going incredibly well. Oh, and I forgot to grab one. I forgot to tell you, we have got the pom-poms have arrived back in. And in fact, I think I've got the pom-poms sitting on that BSF page. I'll put them back into the hippie page too. The pom-poms have arrived back in, our natural pom-poms. They look amazing with the hippie hats. I was going to grab one with a pom-pom on it to show you. They look so, so good. So they turned up yesterday. So I've gone and got those back out into the shop. And we've also got a few, here we are. And I've got some restocks. Ta-da! So the restocks I've got is Perrindale and Cloud, which that's the beautiful soft grey. We've also got more Legacy. The Bethany and Legacy has now arrived. And the one that I know many of you have been waiting for is the Naked sock, our Naked Merino Nylon. We've done a small amount of them into cones because we knew that many of you were really desperate to get your hands on that for Christmas clubs and the like coming up. And they will be, so there's not a massive amount of that. Not a massive amount, but there should be enough to keep you out of mischief. And then the rest of the stock will be coming in that new 10 by 100 gram format. So if you're really desperate, particularly if you've got a club that you need to get up and running, we have got stocks. They've just been loaded, so you can order that in now to get that done. Right, let's see if we've got any questions from anybody before I go taking off. Sandra's just saying the alpaca silk is very cool to wear. It will be. It is so, so, so lovely. Very good. No, that's awesome sauce. No, but other than that, we've just been rocking along. It's been, and I've still got more yarn coming. It's just so exciting. It's really, really cool. So I've got more stuff coming from places far flung, and actually from another mill here in New Zealand. When that will get here, we're not too sure. It's still a little bit up in the air. So there's still plenty of fun to be had, definitely this month and next month. So do keep an eye out for things with that. I'm on the road early next month. I am making my annual pilgrimage down to Outlaw, and I've yet to go to Outlaw HQ. So COVID willing, I will be down at Outlaw HQ for the first weekend in October. So if you are in Christchurch or about, I will be down there, and I will certainly be catching up with the team there and either coming to you using either the Skeinz Diary or Breakfast Bourbon. We haven't quite figured that out yet. One or t'other at the beginning of October, which will be loads of fun. Looking forward to catching up with Ethan and Deb. Haven't seen them since March. So that will be great. And what else have we got on the board, Miss Ford? No, I think that's about it. I think that's enough to keep everybody busy, right? Tons to keep it busy. So make sure that you go and check your Ravelry queues, see if there's anything there that's willing to entice. We've got pretty reasonable stocks of all of these Blue Sky yarns. I'll let you know as if stocks start getting, go like hotcakes and we need to keep an eye and dear on things. I think the lowest stocks that we've got on any of them are these two here, the two silks, but the rest of them are not too bad. So do go and check your Rav queues, see what it is that you think you might knit, and pick some of those up today. I think they're absolutely divine. So until then, I'll see you on Monday. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye.